Hi, Mom. I am so excited that you want to get started on iNaturalist. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to be able to identify all kinds of different things, anything that's living, anything you can get a picture of, you can get an identification for. So this is really cool when you're out walking, working in your yard, or whatever you're doing. So here is my tutorial that I'm getting started up for you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here at the beginning. So, Mom, here's how to get started using iNaturalist. So you can use iNaturalist to identify any living thing. And the way that it works is you take a picture of something, then you send the picture to this app, and then the app will try and figure out, using your picture, what you're looking at. Sometimes it'll be really good and it'll give a perfect identification, and sometimes it won't be so good based on your picture, probably. So then what you do is you share it with a whole bunch of other naturalists, a whole bunch of other people using the app, and then what they'll do is they'll help you to identify what it actually is. So you can know this immediately when you're out in the field and you're taking pictures. So you can take a picture immediately and upload it, or you can take pictures and then take it back to the house and upload it from your easy chair. Okay, so you can do any living thing. So that means any insect, any bug, any moss, any goo, any grass, any large animal, anything. So anything that's living, you should be able to identify with iNaturalist. So get outside and take pictures. Now you take awesome pictures all the time, Mom. And so just take good pictures as best you can. Sometimes the pictures are going to be really lousy, especially like of birds and things, or things that are far away, but iNaturalist can still use those to identify the type of bird or whatever. It uses shapes, it uses colors, and it uses contrasting colors to try and figure out what you're looking at. So go ahead, and while you're out in the yard, while you're gardening, while you guys are weeding in different places, go ahead, or at the cemeteries, what you like to do, take those pictures and then take them back to your house. So just go ahead and get the pictures with your phone. It doesn't have to be a fancy camera or anything like that. One thing, if you are taking pictures of plants, try and get pictures of leaves, flowers, and if you're taking a tree, try and get a picture of the bark of the tree. You're going to be able to upload more than one picture to iNaturalist, and then it will use all those different things trying to figure out what you're looking at. Okay, so once you have some pictures, you are going to come back and you are going to open up the app. So go ahead and do that now. Open up your iNaturalist app, wherever it is on your phone. Okay, just by clicking, obviously. When you click and it opens, what you'll be asked to do is to log in or to sign in. Now, if you've logged in, if you've signed in before, then probably this will already be set up for you. So automatically it'll come up and it'll skip this step altogether. If you haven't logged in, you're going to have to choose a username and password, but it is entirely free. That is awesome about iNaturalist. I love it because it's free and it brings you together with all these other people that are interested in finding out more about the living world. So go ahead and log in free. Don't have to put any kind of financial information down, which I know is important to you. Okay, so once you sign in or log in, once you log in, then you won't have to do that again. And what'll come up is your observations so far. So you should have 0 observations. So up here at the top, where it says, for me, it says 139 observations. For you, it would say 0 observations, and that's totally cool. Okay, what I want you to do is go down and click on Observe. So this is just a how to get started video, okay? So you can play with all the other things later, but to find out what you have looked at, what you've got a picture of, click on Observe. And once you click on Observe at the bottom, what will come up is kind of a darker screen, and at the very bottom, 4 different choices. You'll have the choice of no photo. That one I've never tried to use before. Camera, this is if you are out in the field and you want to take a picture right then and get an identification right then you would click on camera. So then it would flip over to your camera and allow you to take a picture right then, and then you can go through the rest of the steps. Okay, that only works if you're someplace where there's Wi-Fi. So when Anthony and I are going out for hikes or when we're out on the water or whatever, we don't usually have that option. So I like to just take the pictures and then bring them home. This also works if you are taking pictures with a different camera and you want to use those too. So what I usually do is I choose this camera roll icon. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to the camera roll, all the different photos that you have on your phone already. So I would click on that. What's really cool, and I've never tried this one, is you can record a sound while you're out, and it will record the sound and save it for you. So you would use this in case you wanted to try and figure out what kind of bird you were listening to, what kind of insect. So you got all those cicadas where you are, or maybe a frog or something like that. So if you wanted to record a sound, it will try and identify whatever that critter is based on the sound. And that's really cool. So you would click on that and then follow the directions for that. But for today, I want you to go ahead and click on camera roll at the bottom. When you click on camera roll, you're going to have all your different photos, and you're going to go ahead and scroll through the photos to get to the ones that you wanted. So here I chose this picture right here, which was a picture I took at our local park. And I took a picture, I made sure to have the flower in it, and then also to have some of the leaves. Then iNaturalist is going to use the pictures and the colors and the contrast and the shapes of the leaves to try and figure out what this plant is. So you can click on more than one picture. You can click up to 4 different pictures. So if it's a plant and you wanted to have different pictures, different sides, bark, leaves, flowers, then go ahead and upload or click on all of those. If it's just one picture that you've got, that's totally fine too. Okay, so you click on those, you see the blue check mark, and then you go up to the right-hand side of your screen on your phone and click add. Okay, and that will automatically upload the pictures up to iNaturalist. So then you'll see the picture shows up here, right at the top. Okay, so that was a picture I took a couple days ago at the park, and I uploaded it. Now, before we go on to the next step, I also want to point out some of the things that are down here. So if you take the picture on your phone, usually all this information is already on your phone and it will upload it. So it will upload at the time you took it, the location you took it at, and the date you took it at. And this is important because it helps iNaturalist figure out where in the world you are. So it helps you to get a better selection of what kind of animals, plants, fungus should be showing up in that location at that time. So it's pretty cool. So if that information doesn't show up, you can click on all of those and select for yourself. Okay, so my picture already did it. It uploaded it because on my phone already keeps track of that for me. So now iNaturalist has my picture and it has the date, time, and location where I took that picture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this middle button, which says, what did you see? And when you click on that, you will get iNaturalist's best guess for what you saw. So for this picture that I had uploaded, it shows me that it is Spirea. Okay, so my picture is Spirea. That is a genus and not a species. So genus is a broader category and species is the exact plant I'm looking at. So it didn't tell me, it doesn't like my picture well enough to tell me what exact species, what exact plant I have. So it's confident I have a Spirea, but it doesn't tell me what kind. It does tell me what kinds I could have, and that would be, here you can see I've got a Spirea Douglasii, or well, I don't know how to say it, that it's visually similar and it's been seen nearby. So maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. All of these different species of Spirea have been located around my location. They should be growing at this time of year, but it's not sure. So if I would like to read more about Spirea in general, or each one of these different species, I just have to click on the letter I that's in the right row. Okay, so if I clicked on that letter I, it would tell me about what our Spirea is in general, and it would show me different pictures. And then I would say, yeah, it's a Spirea. I can go with that. But then if I go down to Spray Douglasii and I click on that letter I, then it gives me all the information for that one. And I'm still not sure what it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this Spiraea up here, which is the genus, the broader selection, and I'm going to click on it. And that's great. So I know that it's a Spiraea. Okay. But if I want to know what kind of specific it is, what I'm going to do is send it out to all the other naturalists in the area, and they're going to look at it and they're going to tell me their best guess. So the computer's going to look at it first, then I'm going to send it out to everybody else who uses iNaturalist, and then they're going to give me their best guesses. And then I can click agree or disagree with them. So I'm going to click on Spiraea and I'm going to go ahead and select that, and it's going to throw me back into this picture. So now what I've got is I've got my picture up here, right? So I've got the picture I uploaded. I've got my identification based on iNaturalist, which I'm pretty sure it's a Spiraea, but I don't know what kind of species specifically it is. It's got all this other information here. And then I'm going to click share at the bottom. When I click share at the bottom, it's going to send it out and make it available to anybody else who uses iNaturalist. Now you may or may not want to do this, and that's totally fine. If you just want to get the quickest identification possible of what you're looking at, then you are done. You've already figured out what it is in general, right? And if you're happy with that, then that's awesome. Now, so then you would just click out, okay? Or you would hit cancel there at the top. I like to send it out and have other people look at it so that they can tell me if I'm on the right track or give me a better guess. If I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I know what it is, then I may not share it. But I like to have my list of observations. So I had 139 observations. I like to share it with everybody else. If you choose not to share it with everybody else, totally fine. And iNaturalist does not keep a record of what you have looked at before. So you won't have that saved. It doesn't save it unless you share it. Okay, so far, if you just want to get an identification, you've got that already. Now me, I wanted this Spiraea, I wanted to know exactly what it was. So I went ahead and hit share. So when I hit share, it went out to all these other folks. And then what I did was I waited a couple days, and then I went back and I looked at my main page for iNaturalist. When I looked at my main page, there were now 2 comments beside my Spiraea. And my name of my Spiraea has now changed from Spiraea, just Spiraea, to Rose Spiraea. So if I click on that comment box where the 2 is, the red 2, then I see this screen. And here's what I had written. And then Kiki Kore, she had come back, or he had come back and said, I think it's a Rose Spiraea instead. Because I don't know my Spiraeas, right? Or Spiraeas or whatever. I don't know what that is. Then I'm like, okay, they're pretty confident of that. And then I click on agree. So that Spiraea is the Douglasii, which is one of the most common Spiraeas that we've got around here. So I go ahead and click agree, and then that clears off that red comment box and it goes to black. Okay, so this is what I do when I want other people to look and kind of give me feedback and see if they can agree or not. Now, I never go and I never look at anybody else's pictures because I don't feel like I'm confident enough to do so. I'm hoping that these people know more than me, and I always check. So when this person clicked on Rose Spiraea, I didn't just agree. I went and read more about it and said, yeah, that's what it looks like. I agree. I don't have to agree with them. All right. So I love using iNaturalist. I use it all the time. I use it for flowers. I use it for animals. I use it for insects. I've got 140 observations right now because I added one just today. So you can do that too. You can learn and ID anything. So go out into your yard, Mom, and practice. Take pictures of some grass flowers. So grass has to have those flowers, the seeds up at the top. See if it can tell. It's not as good with grasses. Take pictures of the leaves and the bark on that big maple tree in the front yard and see. You have all those different plants in your yard and you already know them. So practice IDing the things that you already know and make sure that everything's coming up just right. And then, as always, you can call me and I'll walk you through it. Okay, I love you. I hope you enjoy iNaturalist. If you want more professional videos, something that is more in tune with exactly what you're looking for, you can go to iNaturalist.org online on your computer or on your tablet, and go ahead, and they have video tutorials so you can get more specific tutorials later. All right, I love you, Mom. I hope you have fun with iNaturalist. Bye.